Hello Mac lovelies, how are you guys doing? Today I've got really interesting topic and the background about the topic as well. So what we are going to do today is send notification to the users. Well, the notification could be for anything, but in my case I'm going to send notification to the people who have Macs which have completed their end of life. So now it's time for them to replace. When you send a notification to Mac users, it's important that the notification has to be gorgeous. It should look perfect. Reason why is, well, there is nothing like perfect, but as much as you could do. The reason why is most of the Mac users are creative users, right? In most of the companies. And then rest of the people are probably from C-suite because they have privileged user Mac, so they are using. And some of them are developers as well as some office users, right? Regular users. But because most of them are creative users, so we want to send them a notification that makes them feel like Mac. Okay, so let's see how the notification looks like. Okay, this is what I have designed. Of course, it's not perfect, right? But it looks gorgeous. Let's have a look at it. So this is what I'm sending. So this Mac is end of life and should be replaced. Here, Mac users, you write whatever you want. Try to complete all the text within the size of your box, because in my case it's going down, but it doesn't matter. It just says love Mac team. So users can do it, I will do later, or they can do open self-service or whatever URL you have. You could embed it here so that users could click on it and go and submit the request. They would respond faster. Everyone wants a new Mac, right? But let's click on I will do it later, and then we would launch Kandji and see how we are doing things. Okay, so the most important thing is header. If you could make it beautiful, why don't you make it? Why are you just typing text in the header? So what I did is I used Keynote and I used this. This is another example that you could use, but I used this one for this video, and I did in the full screen mode, took a screenshot using Command Shift 3, and then I pasted it where it has to be. So let's look at the script. So what this script is doing is checking the hardware model. So because initially I decided that I would keep a custom notification for every hardware model and show some images as well. And it's reading from System Profiler. If you don't know what it is, just run this command. You would know. You would see some information. If you run this command till here, you would get better information, and if you run this command from here till here, you would know what exactly it's doing. Okay, so let's come out and see what else do we have. So this is Swift dialog application that I'm using, and then here is the banner. Okay, what else? Let's see how it's done in Kandji. Okay, so we are in Kandji. So if you want to add a new item or new package or a script in Kandji, what you do is you go to library items and you click on add new. Okay, now depending what are you going to do, in our case we could do custom script, but we have to do custom apps because we are also deploying the files, right, with the package, with the script. So we have to do custom apps. Using custom app you could deploy pkg, dmg or zip files as well, and zip file is really interesting. So we do this custom apps, add and configure, how frequently you want to launch it, so run it, so install once per device, and then it could be a zip file. So the good thing about Kandji is you could just send a file to the device and tell it where to get it unzipped. So in our case, this was the banner path. This is where the banner has to be. So USR local utils, this is where I want it to get unzipped. Let's go to the desktop, UL max, zip it, compress, and you bring it here. So you put the zip file here, and then you have told that unzip at this location. So then the file would be where we want it to be. And then in post install, once this file is deployed, we go to the script, Control A, Command A, Command V. So remember, in our case, the hardware models are not doing anything, but if you want, you could do specific actions based on the hardware model, maybe show some different icon or whatever, but in my case, it's not doing anything special at this moment. Okay, that's it then. So let's have a look at it quickly. So where do you want to deploy it? That's something we would do later. But install once per device. Okay, this could be self-service. If there is an item that you want to deploy as self-service, you could just put this checkbox. In our case, it's a zip file and it would get unzipped at this location, and then the script would read it and run it. Okay, that's it. It's pretty easy. Oops, I didn't give a title, so let's write life cycle max whatever, end of life, or oh, you could put icon as well. That's so interesting, but we won't do it. Let's save it. That's all you have to do. Now what I have done is I have on the GitHub, I just added this today, got just notification. I added a keynote which you could download and modify your text and all. You have the notify script, and then inside USR local utils, you have the folder. Sorry, you have the image, the banner image. You want to change the location, you change it, but I keep it USR local etc or USR local utils. Utils is something that I've created for myself. Okay, that's it for today. Try and see. Let me know if there is anything I could do better, or if there is anything that made sense to you.